Good morning. I'm listening to the doves. Look at this beautiful place we live. It's lovely. It is. Um, you know, while busyness is sometimes a blessing, can be a distraction, of course. I don't know. Sometimes not busy. Oh, it's hard not to be sad. The past week or so, I have been. The Bible talks about taking your thoughts captive, and I've been struggling to do that because, well, we have good thoughts, we have bad thoughts, we have productive thoughts, we have pure thoughts. We can even have evil thoughts, and thought life is a struggle, I think, for all of us. It can be. So one morning, I was thinking, I was getting going. I was laying in bed and thinking, I have to feed the chickens, and I have to make sure the dog is fed, and the horses, and yada yada yada. And then in my mind, I said, got to make sure to keep everybody alive. And so my thought was, well, you couldn't keep Sam alive. And that was, but, and it's a factual thought. We can't keep the people we love if they're not, if that's not God's will, if that's not God's plan. But what a traumatic, and I'm sure that is in my psyche, because when Sam was born with a heart condition, the doctors, they scared me. And because I am who I am, and I researched, and, the doctors scared me because they said, Dee, don't take him, this baby, into any recycled air, recirculating air. So that means, no restaurant, nothing, everything that has air conditioning has recycled air. And, the doctors also said, we were giving him the RSV shot. We were doing all kinds of stuff. As a baby, it was traumatic to me too. I'm sure certain parts were traumatic to him. He was a very good sport, and we are grateful that we had him 18 years. But yes, I was fearful. I was fearful that he was going to die. And that is just no fun. It was no fun. I mean, I pushed myself to, continue to try to be the best mother I could be, but there were a lot of times where I was just so fearful. And so I'm grateful that Frank was blissfully unaware. Although it frustrated me so much that I always felt like I was the bad guy. I was the doom and gloom. I felt like he was a moron because he didn't understand. And he was always wanting to go places and have people over, and I was so freaked out. Ugh. Okay, so that is my grief moment for the day. I don't know. I just wanted to share some of this stuff. So, when we go through that kind of thing or those thoughts, taking captive those thoughts, because those thoughts are not beneficial, they are not good. I could not keep him alive. I mean, I did the best I could for 18 years. And we had an excellent run, and I'm so grateful that he got to live. Normally, he took one pill a day for his arrhythmias. But other than that, we did great. He played volleyball. He was able to water ski and bowl and do other wonderful things. And, we didn't treat him like he had some major thing. Because those thoughts do go through your mind. Like, what could I have done? What could I have done? Could I have slept with him? He was 18 years old, Dee. He didn't want to sleep with you. So we go back to what we know and what truth is. And we try to take captive our thoughts. And we go back to, think about what is good, what is pure, what is right. All these things, dwell on all of these things. So that's how we take our thoughts captive. And boy, do we have to take our thoughts captive. This is such a jungle, but this is actually a little water feature. Okay, so today's highlighted plant is tomato, and it's called Everglades Tomato, and it's perfect for 9B. Here's the African blue basil, little sprouts that I started. And look at that weed. Gosh, Lee. Okay, so the beautiful thing about this tomato is that it deals with the summer heat beautifully. Look at those bad boys. Oh, they're so fabulous. And here's the deal. They're so little that literally, a lot of times things leave them alone. They don't get the pest damage. They're yummy. And they grow like weeds, literally like weeds. And like this, I did not plant this. It came as a volunteer, which is lovely. Look at that sweet almond. It finally is starting to take off. Hooray. So it's lovely. You can propagate it through cuttings or clippings. There's something that's called a sucker. Like, look at this. I want to teach you this. How fabulous. Okay, so here's the main branch. And then there is a leaf here. And if there's a shoot that comes in between the leaf and the main branch, I could clip this off right here, put it in the ground, and it'll grow a new plant. It's called a sucker, and that's how but literally, it's a weed. Look at it. It's taking over, and I'm going to just let it take over because that's what we do. And it's here, and it's back here and here and here, and it'll pretty much grow all summer long, and it's fabulous. And they really are lovely to eat. They're fabulous in salads, because you don't have to cut them. You can just throw them in. So there's your 9B perennial tomato plant that loves the sun, or it can take the heat. Like this, that spot in particular probably gets 3 or 4 hours of high heat a day. They can make it in the hot sun, but they can also make it in dappled light.